Yo, we went to go see the Flash yesterday. Uh, it's been a long time coming, man. You know. Uh, what's your thoughts on just the Flash in general?
So when I was younger, the superpower that I always wanted was super speed, and it still is super speed to this day. The Flash was my favorite superhero because he had super speed. That was like one of the main reasons why I liked the Flash, and of course because he was chatty and he was funny. When he was younger, I felt like he would. When I was younger, he was my favorite superhero at the time. But as I got older, Batman became my favorite superhero. But the Flash was originally my
I
favorite
think it,
superhero.
I think that's literally like everybody. Like everybody in life, it's like at first you're like, oh yeah, this is my favorite superhero, and then later on you're like, oh no, Batman. Like it's like you know what I mean? I think
Yeah,
that's with everybody.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe it has to do something about when you get older, like you kind of get more like serious, I guess, in a way. I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a serious person, but I think when you look at Flash, you look at him as like a source of light, and like he's he's kind of like childish, so you can kind of relate to him more than Batman. Even though like Barry Allen himself is not a childish person, but the persona he portrays as the Flash kind of is childlike because he's more like chatty and he's more of the prankster in the group of the Justice League, and Batman's more of the adult in the relationship. He's the more serious as he does things that need to be what needs to be done for the better of the team. You know what I mean?
It's funny though, because like a lot of the, I would say, the like cartoons, like a lot of them were Wally West that we were seeing portrayed. Like you know what I mean? Barry Allen was only few times that was in the actual cartoon. So yeah, like Wally West is actually like a chatty type person. Like Barry, I guess he is more portrayed to be like the nerdiest guy, but like
Yeah.
like the funny type of dude. So that's kind of like why we have that in our image. Like, oh, Flash must be the funny type of guy because I guess
Mhm.
he's not really, but in the Justice League, yes, obviously.
Mhm. Compared to everyone else, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. And I just, but the thing is, although I liked Flash, I didn't know how much like of a force he was. Like the things that he does are like he's basically a god. Like, and and the thing is, like a lot of people in the DC universe is like a god. Like Superman, of course, he's like a god, but it's like the Superman's a god in a different way. I feel like Superman's a god. Like it's more you're more able to tell Superman's a god versus Barry. He's like a god in a unique way. Like he can manipulate basically, essentially, time itself, which is godlike, and Superman can't do that. At least, not that I know of. I don't know. Maybe you have knowledge of that, but the ability to control time is insane. Because if you really think about it, technically, what if Barry Allen wanted to take out Superman? He probably can, right? He can
Uh,
probably he could
uh-huh.
probably go back. He could probably go back in time and kill him, right?
I mean, yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. But like, I guess like at first Flash it just started off as just speed, like you know what I mean, and then it broke down into like
Yeah.
shit. So it's like that's kind of what they do with every superhero, though. They kind of make them like OP over time. You know what I mean? I mean,
Hmm.
makes sense though.
Yeah. So that's what I think about the character Flash in the beginning. He was my favorite. He was the first superhero that I loved. Like that was my favorite superhero. What about you?
Um, for me, it was definitely I think it was Robin. Robin was my favorite superhero just because I felt like he just lived the life that like anybody would have wanted as a child, like in that mindset, like you know what I mean, like oh you just
Hmm.
get adopted by fucking Batman and you just
Yeah.
get to go out there and like just fuck shit up, like you know what I mean, and then like that,
Yeah.
like as I grow older, like it was cool because like I kind of watched him grow older and he became Nightwing and like and then you find out like why he left Batman because like in all reality, Batman's crazy as fuck. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? Like the more mature you get, the more like when you're younger, you're like, yeah, Batman's cool. But then when you get older, you're like, damn, this nigga's crazy.
crazy.
Like
Yeah,
imagine being raised by that nigga. Like so, like the fact that like yeah, like I felt like Nightwing is just kind of like the best of both worlds. Like he lived that life. He did have a terrible past, but he doesn't let it consume him like Batman does.
yeah.
So yeah, so like Nightwing and like Robin, that whole character, like Dick Grayson, just is my favorite superhero of all time, definitely. But yeah.
So,
But I never thought I'd see a Flash movie in theaters. Like I don't know why. I just never thought it was possible. Like so like to see one in theaters and the fact that it was good, it's just like it's crazy to think about.
yeah. I think it's the not just the character is the reasoning why I didn't think the movie can never be made. It's the powers. For some reason I had in my mind like super speed. Like, how fun could that be to be a movie? Like, okay, he can run fast. We get it. Like, how could they make that into that type of superhero into a movie? But I guess with the judging by watching this movie, I was able to see like just because he just runs super speed doesn't mean he can't fight. It doesn't mean he can't, like
Yeah, like
throw
he's not
punches.
making unique and interesting. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see it.
Mhm. Mhm. And then I didn't even know he could throw lightning like that. Like I recently learned about that. Like when the Flash show came on, the live action show. Because in the Justice League, I never seen him really do that. Maybe it's just because it was just a different reality, different universe. I mean, has he done it in the Justice League show?
Yeah. I guess it's something that they just built upon that makes you think it's kind of aesthetic thing that he's like running and there's electricity, but like once he gets like the speed force and shit, that's when he can do just crazy shit. Like
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about the movie?
like I'm glad I took some time to think about it. Like I really enjoyed it. Like I had a great time. Like it was
I
definitely
seen that you were enjoying that shit.
yeah. Like cuz I think I was waiting for like I think like the main issue that I had was definitely like the CGI, but like I think it was the best it could have been when it comes to like a past and present future type movie, you know what I mean? Like it makes sense. Like the nigga was on the phone with his dad, he got tight, like the whole story about like his parents and shit, like anybody in that moment would have probably been like, fuck, let me just run. Like, you know what I mean? Like he did it. He got back to the day before and he's like, oh shit, I might be able to go all the way back. And I think what like the best part, and it's crazy because like the best part and the worst part was the CGI, but I think it was so cool, like his way of going through time, like you know what I mean, how it looked, like it was so like different. Like I wasn't really expecting it. Like usually like in the show it's kind of like a tunnel, like a tube. It was kind of like he was literally like the sphere of time, and like he was running backwards, and like everything was just kind of forming, and like yeah, I think it was really cool. I think that's really all you could ask for, it to be like just cool looking visually, like you've never seen something like it before. Because like I guess the best thing you could compare it to is um Quicksilver, like you know what I mean. I don't know, like you remember, that Quicksilver scene where he's running around and
Yeah.
this like super speed moment, and you know, so like
Yeah.
I feel like he kind of caught that almost at the end of Justice League when he was running. That was almost at that level, but like what he did in this movie did like outpace that 100%. Like, in my opinion, I don't know about you.
So it's kind of crazy. When I was watching the movie, it felt like a little bit like a Justice League movie. It didn't feel like it was fully like a Flash movie. It felt like it was a Justice League movie. I mean, I know not everybody was there, but we got a glimpse of Superman doing something, and then we had a glimpse of Batman, and we didn't we see Wonder Woman? We saw Wonder Woman
Yes,
doing
literally everybody, like
yeah,
for Superman and and Cyborg, pretty much.
It's kind of like they were each like, like in the Justice League show, how they were how Batman's like, I'm busy doing this, I need you to do this, Flash, for me and shit like that. And I thought that was kind of cool that we still got a little like Justice League scene, kind of basically. And that's one thing that I really liked about the movie.
Yeah.
Because it's realistic. Like now it's the Justice League, so like despite that this is a Flash movie, of course we're gonna run into other people who are in the Justice League because it only makes sense because Barry Allen doesn't have access like Batman does. You know what I mean, to everything that's going on. He's kind of like the leader, so it kind of felt like it was a mission, and then everyone's doing their mission.
Yeah.
I really like that part. I really like the Batman scene during the car chase because it really felt like it was like I felt like I was watching a cartoon of the Justice League. Like, Flash, go do this, and you see Batman just flying and he's doing his part, his own scene and his duty, and he was trying to save while Flash had to do the only thing that he can do. Batman can't save everyone in that building. Like, he can.
In my head, I was like, wouldn't it make sense for Flash to chase the niggas? And then, but like then I was thinking like Batman could not save the babies.
Batman's not
fun in the movie, but like nigga, if you in all reality, if you're watching this review, you went to go see it. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody's like our opinion isn't gonna sway you to go watch the movie. You know what I mean? That's not. But yeah, I don't think the Flash did the best he could, and he actually saved all of them. I was like, wow, he saved all the babies. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, and it was cool because it really felt like the cartoon, like you were on a mission, because it's like, okay, like Batman sent him over there because this is the job that only Flash can handle.
Yeah.
And basically, I find it kind of cool because while Flash was in that scene saving those babies, it showed that he had kind of like, although he's like a force, it showed he had limitations. I didn't even know that his calories, like, I know he had like a high metabolism, but I didn't know it affected him to that extreme.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was like a big deal. You know what I mean? Like he had to eat, like, which makes sense. Like you're burning a lot of calories running and shit. Like, you know, you gotta eat. So it makes sense.
And then that scene, it's kind of crazy how that scene in the movie was like a big scene to me, and how like it was so weird what he was doing, that even though he was running, like it was slow in our view, but it was fast. We still didn't know what was going on. We still didn't know what he was doing until the end.
He was planning ahead, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Putting the baby in the fucking microwave.
Yeah. I was like, what is he doing? How is he gonna put all these babies together and save them all? In the air. I was like, what the hell? It was crazy.
But it's broken how he's that fast. So like, you know what I mean? That's crazy. Like, that nigga is really fast as fuck. Like,
of course.
Yeah, he's really good.
And the special effects is like, it's a love and a hate thing for me because I felt like it was the best part of the movie, but it was also part. It's weird because like the CGI kind of looked weird, like the babies looked fake and whatnot, but the concept of the scene was
dope. Yeah, it
was dope.
I think it's the same for the whole film. In my opinion, like I wouldn't say like I hated anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing was like, oh my god, or I wasn't ever bored. Like I was interested in the plot. I wanted like him to figure it out. Like, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to see the fight scenes. Like I was, but there was like the CGI. Like sometimes when they were together, it would work, but sometimes you could see like clearly that's not him. Like,
there
was a lot of points like that. Like it was like, oh, I don't know how they would have done it like without like some fucking Avatar money.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too when I was watching it. And then like when they were talking, like even the talking, like although it was funny, unlike Marvel, I felt like it was still like serious. Like it was still serious, like what was going on. You still felt like the humor was perfect with the dialogue. It didn't feel like it was forced. It felt like it needed to be said. You know what I mean?
Perfect balance. Like compared, like it's crazy if you could compare them to other Marvel movies where like it's like things were funny when they needed to be funny. Like you
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like when he lost his powers, or like when he first got his powers and he was running around and shit. Like it was funny because like that's some funny shit to do. But like
Yeah.
there wasn't no like jokes. Like you know what I mean? Like there was just I feel like there was moments that made me laugh throughout the whole movie. Like I was never.
Hmm.
That's why I really I don't know.
It
It's
was
crazy.
funny though. It was funny though because there's funniness in the seriousness. Like Batman wasn't doing like he wasn't doing a joke when he was explaining the concept of time, right? But the joke itself was him using the spaghetti as a way of explaining it the best way possible.
But it
And
made sense. Like if you really,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah,
yeah, that's what I liked about it. I thought that was cool. Michael Keaton being in the movie was a highlight for me. I was like, yo, this is like how you gonna incorporate this old school movie into this new school movie. And I like how they didn't change. They didn't try to change him too much. They
yeah.
kept like they made his items look really old, like the '90s movie. They made his gadgets look very old, like
Yeah, the beat, like
yeah. They
yeah.
didn't try to change it, and I like how they incorporated that into the movie because I thought they were gonna make him updated, like on some like Batman Beyond shit. Um, um, and I like how the concept of how they were explaining time, and I didn't even think of it like if you can change if you time is not like changing just the past or just changing the future, it's changing both. And
Yeah,
yeah, I didn't think of time like in that concept. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like it's more than just a butterfly effect. It's literally like stepping.
Hmm.
It's like literally making a multiverse. Like it's a whole new universe. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah,
And then you felt for the characters, like you really felt for Barry and how he was feeling. In the beginning, he looked like he was just a funny kid, and then you see him he looked like he was like a funny and responsible kid. But then when you compare him to his past self, you realize like he's not such a irresponsible person compared to the Barry that we saw that he met that was 18 when he created this new realm. You know what I mean?
I think it was like a juxtaposition to like how he was in the Justice League movie. You
Hmm.
know, like I think they were trying to show like his growth, which actually was kind of fire if you think about it. Like
Yeah.
he was even saying himself like, "Yo, you're mad annoying," like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, so it just made sense to me.
Hmm.
I don't know. I really had a blast with it. Like I just think like there was I think like Ezra did a great job. Like in my opinion, like he brought the comedy, he brought the like the soul with the mother shit. Like you
Hmm.
felt him with his mom and shit. Even though I didn't really feel a Spanish vibe from him, I'm not gonna lie.
Nah.
like, but like it works. Did it not
Hmm.
work? So
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Like, did you get a Spanish vibe from him?
Nah, not one bit. Not one bit. Like I knew he was like he wasn't fully white. I mean, he didn't look like a white person, like a fully white person, but like he looked like he had like some different background in him. But the way how he acts, it doesn't give off like he resonated with that culture. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't like if you were to meet him, that character in the film, you wouldn't think instantly like he's a Spanish dude. At least me, from what I've seen. But who knows? I'm black. I don't know fully how to understand who's.
Spain, like from Spain.
Yeah, nah, I didn't get that vibe from him at all.
I don't know. Yeah, but what would you rate the movie?
I would rate this movie a 8.5.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
and when I first initially was gonna watch the movie, I made like this predetermination that it was gonna be a 8, but
mhm.
it exceeded my expectations because it was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know what to expect out of it. I just wanted to be like enjoyed throughout, and I feel like I did that. I definitely agree. 8.5. Um, I would. I mean, like I don't know what to expect coming out of it. Like in the next movie, you know what I mean? but
Hmm.
hopefully it's good. You know.
Yo, the Kryptonians were fresh, man. The Kryptonians,
Man of Steel, man.
their suits. I mean, I remember Man of Steel, the same thing. I just like how they slide when they fighting, like when they land, and it looked clean. It looked clean because it was weird because some of the CGI was looking clean, bro.
Some of it, yeah, some of it.
And it got I seen not that it fully matters. I seen on Rotten Tomatoes that it got like a 95.
Which one?
The
Flash?
Flash, yeah, the Flash, yeah.
Hmm. I mean,
That's what I seen. I was surprised, bro. I didn't think it was gonna get that high of a rating.
I mean, yeah. Well, it was getting good word of mouth, but
Let me look. That's crazy if it's still like. Flash. Oh, I lied. It's 68% now.
well, the movie
I could have.
it came out, so I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the audience rated it 86.
Mm, okay.
Yeah. Yep, and I like Kara. I like this Kara. I thought it was pretty. She looked pretty cool. The outfit was sick.
Yeah, yeah. I think most outfits are fire, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, the villain makes sense that it was him. You know, of course, he's the villain of his own story.
Hmm. Yeah, like that was supposed to be Savitar, right?
No,
Essentially, no, because he had like that outfit. It looked like his outfit.
the Sabotage is just like its own thing. Yeah.
But yo, the way how that outfit was formed was fresh. Like how he like got stabbed, and that's how his outfit was being made.
Yeah, it was cool. Definitely. That's what I mean. Some of the CGI was good, some of it wasn't.
And then like when he thought he fixed everything, which I thought was highly gonna be impossible. It was cool how like it showed you how one little small can event can change everything of time. One small thing. Just you going back and doing one small thing. Maybe picking up a pencil, maybe hitting a squirrel with a rock that was gonna do something.
Him putting the can up changed it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I had a great time. I'm happy I lived long enough to see the Flash movie, you know what I mean? And it was good. You know?
Yeah. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
The ending though is like the one thing about the ending is like, yo, it looks like it can go in so many directions what they're doing, and I think that's why they did that. The Flashpoint, basically, that's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
They didn't really call it that, but
yeah, that's the thing in the comics. It did the same thing. It just fucked up the whole universe. Like it never fixed itself. Like he never. That's Barry. Like he's just always in a fucked up timeline. I love seeing the Flashes fight together. Like, I want to see more speedsters. I want to see more of that. That shit just looks so cool. Yeah. I don't know. I had a great time. It was funny. The action was there. The heart was there. You know what I mean? Like, I cared for some of the characters. They couldn't dive too deep into all of them, which makes sense. But it only really mattered about Barry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you didn't care for Barry, you didn't care for nothing else. But yeah. I feel like 8.5 is peace. Like that's the best you could offer. I'm surprised. Like I wouldn't even expect it to do that. You know what I mean? But,
yeah.
Hey man. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got, man.
Me too.
All right, man. We out. All right.
Glamour of wearing diamonds.
Diamonds bring
Status.
elegance and prestige. Their brilliance makes
Brilliance.